Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for taking the time to spend another Wednesday evening with us. It's your host, the Cabrini Kid, David Haywood, back to bring you another episode. And today I got two friends with me. We got Terry Riley rejoining us again, and we also have the lovely Liliana Roman, who stopped by to give us another perspective on today's topic. So, without further ado, um, we are going to hop right into it. The first question we're gonna cover today is something that actually came to me probably about 5 minutes before we got on. It was, who in a relationship is responsible for the other person's happiness? Do you guys feel that in a relationship you are responsible for your significant other's happiness?
Go ahead, Lily. You take the role. You take the move on that one.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that in a relationship, you're each responsible for your own happiness. And it's not just in a relationship, it's on a day to day basis. I'm the one making the decisions for myself every day. I'm choosing what I'm going to do and not do. I'm choosing what I'm going to allow and not allow. And no one else is going to be the person that is going to justify anything or tell me that I'm happy because of that.
Okay. Okay. Terry, what you got? I feel like you.
You know, I always got something to say. No, at the end of the day, I feel like we all are in charge of our own happiness. Because you got to be happy within first before you can expect somebody else to try to make you happy. Also, you know, some people struggle with. Some people feel like it's your job. Like a lot of women, sometimes Lily, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of women feel like it's like a man's job to bring that for a woman, and it's not always something that is easily done. But I don't know. I'm just gonna let you go ahead and do this one. Like I don't know. I feel like my happiness got to start with me. More than anything. Like I can't expect somebody to make me happy if I'm not happy with myself.
Well, and see, this is why I'm glad I got y'all here with me, because I'm gonna disagree with both of y'all. And the reason for that is, in a relationship, I do think that as a significant other, you do have some responsibility for the other person's happiness, in the sense of, do you do the things that bring them happiness, right? Now, if somebody is dealing with something emotional and they're just not ever going to be happy with themselves, then obviously that's one perspective. But as a guy, Terry, I know you could probably attest to this. Like, if you are buying flowers, right? Or she likes a specific kind of candy and you get it for her while you're at the store, that's because you know it makes her happy, right?
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to do those things, but putting in the effort and doing those things is what builds the relationship, right? That's laying that foundation. So I do think that you have some responsibility for that person's happiness. I think the slippery slope of it comes when um, whether or not they're happy determines if you're happy. If that person is, if they're sad or your happiness is hanging on every word from them, I think that that's when it becomes unhealthy.
I mean, I can definitely agree with you with that. Like, we do have a part to play in making, us as men make our women happy. Like those little things, like the going to get her coffee and all of that, or hey, that when she likes being surprised by having that coffee made to bring to her bedside as she's waking up, or you got like, hey, that her favorite salad is this particular salad. Like those little things are things that you can do to bring her happiness and all that. But I don't feel like it's hard, because like that's something that consistency comes in. That if you're not doing it all the time, how's she gonna feel if you're not doing it all the time? Like, I might go get you, Lily. I might go get you, a whole bunch of lily flowers every week, whatever. I mean, every day. You might get used to that every day. But the minute I mess up and I don't do that, then you're gonna start questioning, like, oh, you always give me flowers every day. Like, what's changing? Is it somebody else? Like what is, like, so when you introducing all that, like doing all those happy things that make somebody happy on a continued basis, and you stop or not do it as consistent as you was, that's when that problem comes in. And then she's going to start questioning, like, all right, something's off with us. Like, and, instead of coming to you, like, or you coming to me like, hey, like, is something wrong with us? Are we missing something? Like, are you upset with me or what it is? Women and men to start to think other things is happening when really it's just like you just weren't doing it at that particular moment.
I agree. I think that if you you start off that way, and like I could be like, oh my gosh, he left me flowers every day. I'm so happy. I'm gonna wonder like what happened, and it's gonna like completely alter my whole mood or whatever. I think there's a lot of different ways you could answer the question, because obviously doing little things keeps you guys, that giddy feeling and all that good stuff. But for me, I'm just more like, I'm not looking for someone. When people say like it's 50-50, like, oh, I'm looking for the other half of my heart or whatever people say, like, no, I'm not looking for someone to add value. And
you're cutting out a little bit.
You're Terry. Mute your computer.
It's Terry.
Yeah, that's Terry's computer. Go ahead, Lily.
Anyways, yeah, like I'm looking for someone to add value, but my happiness isn't going to be based off of your actions with me. Like if I'm getting to the point where I'm no longer happy with you and things are bad, like I can't force you to change to be someone else just to make me happy.
But where do you see your potential significant other's contributions to the foundation of the relationship? Because it sounds like you're saying, my happiness is not going to depend on your actions, but you still want to see those actions.
Well, yeah, of course. But what I'm saying, like, so when you're like, are you contributing to your significant other's happiness? Like, I think that when you get to into a relationship, you guys both know like what makes her happy, what makes him happy. Like, oh, he likes when I do this, she likes when I do that. And so you guys are kind of like already on that level where, like, I'm trying to like really pick my words here. We're like, I can't be like, oh, Terry, Terry's the reason I'm happy every single day. Like, that's never going to be it, whether it's Terry or any other man, right? Like, for me, it's like, I'm happy because, I'm successful. I have my career. I have my children. There's so many reasons. A man is not the only reason to be happy, or a woman. So there's just so many ways you can answer that question.
What I was going to say was, sorry, I'm at Lifetime, so I'm on one of the computers, so it might be a little rough. But a lot of people look for their happiness from somebody else instead of really truly realizing that the reason why they may be unhappy with themselves is because they don't have happiness within themselves and all that. That's why you look into others for their happiness. I don't want nobody. I'm not looking for my happiness in no woman. I appreciate the woman to bring me happiness, but I'm not looking for her to make me happy, because at the end of the day, only person I can control is me at the end of the day. And I can control my happiness by my actions and all of that. And if I'm not handling my actions, then I'm going to be unhappy. So it's like, there's nothing that, you know, Lily can do that's going to change how I feel inside. Yeah, she might trigger a little bit to bring some happiness in there, but overall, I just feel like, you know, you gotta have that within yourself. But having a partner to give you that also is a great thing.
So where would you say is like the minimum um level of effort, right? When you're in the process of getting to know somebody, like right before we got on air, we were talking about, timetables and how long you're dating and things like that. Do you feel that you should give yourself a specific amount of time? That doesn't necessarily mean like a hard timeline, but do you think that there's a specific amount of time that you need to give someone that you're seeing to see the things that you need to see, even especially now that both of y'all are saying, I don't need it, but where you can see the qualities from that person that you feel like would make you comfortable to say like move into a committed relationship with them and um even get more serious than that.
So truthfully, I don't think there is an amount of time like to move into that committed relationship. I mean, I I feel like a person can put up a front for so long and then eventually their true colors come out, right? So, I mean, I 3 years with someone and I saw a side of him that it was like, who is this person? I mean, my friends that have known him longer were like, who is this person? We've never seen this person.
When was my bad? I didn't mean to cut in there, but like at what period of time did you see that? Like, was it something that you didn't see the first year or second year, or was it all in the end? You started seeing like stuff you were like starting to question. Like, at what point did you start recognizing that stuff like to really dive deeper into?
So I'm a firm believer that people can change. So I saw a couple red flags at the beginning. I stopped talking to this person. I was trying to move on, come back. Hey, I've changed, blah, blah, blah. Great. Gave someone the benefit of the doubt. It truly wasn't till probably like 2 months after we moved in together that I was like, oh, damn, like what's happening? And it kind of just came out of nowhere. It was a side that I never would have expected to see. So to answer your question, like I don't like I said earlier, right? I heard at some point in my life, date someone for 3 months, then bring them around your friends and then move on from there. Even after that, your friends can meet them. It's been 3 months of pure bliss. And then, boom, 9 months down the road, you find him on the Are We Dating the Same Guy page, Like,
Ooh. we're gonna put a pin.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a pin in that last one. We're gonna circle back
Damn.
around. We're gonna circle back around on that one.
Damn.
But so let me ask you this then. So I'm trying to think how to phrase this. So in that period of time, are you fully investing yourself in that? Like if things are progressing organically, are you pumping the brakes to say, wait, I haven't had enough time? Or you say, I'm willing to go wherever this goes, um, because obviously I want something fruitful out of this. Are you willing to let it go where it goes? Or are you saying, no, I got to pump it. I haven't seen how he is around my friends, and you're not going to meet them for 2 more months. So I'm not going to, we can't go there. Or, are you not putting him in certain situations? Are you guys not going to go and do certain things and have certain experiences because you haven't had enough time to do that? Or are you just going to say, let's do it?
I'm a let's do it. Like if it's growing and things are going the right way and everything's good. And to be honest, my friends will already know about him. And to be really honest, I guarantee you my friends would have already done a background check and checked everything off for me. You know what I mean? So I'm all about if it's going well, like let's keep it moving, you know. I'm not gonna be like, no, it hasn't been 3 months yet. Like we gotta wait. Not at all. But
And
if it takes 3 months, it takes 3 months.
and some stuff, like, you don't necessarily even tell your friends everything, because you don't want them to start that judgmental phase yet. Like, you kind of like withhold some stuff, like, and they get confused, like when y'all break up, like, well, how didn't you see this? And then when you start telling them those little things, they're like, that's the part you left out, you didn't tell us about. Like, we missed some signs, like we missed some stuff because you didn't tell us that. And it's like, like my last situation, like, oh, you tell your friends everything. No, I don't. Like, there was stuff that my friends didn't know, like, that I went through with you. Like I withheld that stuff because I didn't want, I didn't want any, I didn't want the judgmental stuff to be coming in yet. Like, I want to protect my relationship, as you should. Like, there's things you tell your friends, and there's things you don't, and I feel like withholding some of that little information doesn't give people clear enough image of who this person really is and all that. So, like, obviously, Lily, David, you guys know, like, I've told you guys a lot about, like, my past situation, more so now than I did before. Like I said, we were protecting our relationship. Lily, the same thing. You, like, have told me stuff that you didn't necessarily tell, in the beginning. Like, now that it's done, you're like, I can say this stuff, get it off my chest and all that. And that stuff is hard to necessarily say out loud, because it was like things that you ignored that if you hadn't ignored, it could have been different if you just addressed that issue and all that. Like, if I hadn't ignored the fact that she said she couldn't bring me around my friends, bring me around her friends because, my friends aren't mature enough. Like, that's not something I told you guys. Lily, I didn't tell you that. I don't even know if I even told you that. I know I told Joanna, eventually that, but like stuff like that. So what are you saying that why, if you feel that you can't bring your friends around me and my friends, then why are you with that person? Like, that's like, so you're saying, like, I got a bad apple here. Like, so, but I'm gonna keep being with this bad apple, even though I know he's immature and his girls and guys are immature. Like, why stay with it then? Like,
But I think that plays into the importance of bringing this person around your friends more than just the one time, right? Because your friends don't have the love goggles on. Because if I'm being 1,000% honest, if you would have brought her around me, and so mind you, I know like Terry and I were not allowed to be friends when I was in my last relationship. I completely cut off from actually a lot of my friends. So it was a bad situation. So I didn't really get to meet his last person. But when I did, there was just little things that would like be said. And I'm like, wait, what? Like I would never say that about my partner. So I think it's really important to bring that person around your friends in like group settings and do like, double dates or whatever, because your friends will be able to catch those little things. And it's not so that they could tell you all the bad, but it's so that they can be like, hey, like, I just want you to be alert. Like, you missed this, but I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, those things.
and go ahead, David. No, I was saying, what I was about to say was, like, and David, like I said, too, like, I've talked to you very a lot through my, year and a half in my relationship and all that. So, like, it's a difference. You got to know which friends to talk to. Also, I think we talked about this also, David, before. Like, you got to know which friends to talk to. Not all your friends is the ones you need to talk to about somebody, because they're gonna give you shitty advice. Like, or sometimes you got to talk to the more mature ones and all that. And coming to you as a guy, like, you're one of my close guy friends that I can go to. I know it's not gonna say like, F that B, or like, or like, no, run from that. Like, you're like, well, like, I can see it from her way in this instant, but I also can see in your way and like why she should, not look at it the way she does and all that. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're talking about your friends, you bring around. You got to know which friends to bring around. Like obviously, I brought around all my friends. Everybody had different things to say, good and bad. Like that's going to come with it. It is what it is. Like ain't nobody ever going to be like, oh, 100%. Like this is the person. Like there's going to be some red flags thrown, and obviously, like Lily and the girls, like they heard a lot of stuff that I didn't even know about, like that I heard from them at a later time. Like, why would she say that about you to your friends? First off, and like, because it wasn't stuff what I heard wasn't necessarily said to me, and all of that. But like hearing it from them, I'm like, well, that don't make sense. But like, all of them confirmed this was said. But again, that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and move on. I don't want to keep talking about the past anymore. You go ahead and handle this,
David. All right, so now let's go back to that last little tidbit, little nugget that Lily dropped for us. The finding a guy that you're talking to, post it on the Are We Dating the Same Guy?
Every girl's nightmare.
I personally think that the male and the female group, is probably the worst thing that could have been invented. And I say that for a couple of reasons. Yes, there are situations that have happened where someone found out that their husband was cheating on them or that their wife was cheating on them. Like, granted, that's what it's for. It's for situations like that. Like, oh, my significant other switched up. They've been acting different lately. I found some. Does anybody know anything? And then a girl comes out and says, yeah, I went on a date with him last week. And obviously, that, like I said, that's what it's for. But with anything that has a lot of human interaction, right? Now you have people who are going to be posting out of spite, out of malicious intent. Out of 100% of the posts that are on there, I would have to say it's probably 50-50, right?
Not even malicious intent either. I think a lot of the problems, like from what I see, and sorry to cut you off, but like what I see is people don't know what dating is anymore. They go on one date and they're like, any tea on this guy, and then the girls that had an awful experience with him, right, because it didn't work out for whatever reason, are bashing this man. Or they're like, yeah, I went on a date with him last week. And then boom, all of a sudden the new girl is mad that he went on a date. But you're dating. I'm dating. If I am dating, I am going on multiple dates with different men. And that is none of your business because we have not established that you and I are together. Right. So if I post you and some girl's like, yeah, I was with him 3 days ago, it cannot turn into World War III. And that's what happens. And then the man is getting bashed because the man was dating. So,
but should it be the other person's business though?
No, it shouldn't. And like, so I hate seeing those posts half the time. But like,
you're still on there.
But I'm on there.
I'm nosy.
But you hate it, but you nosy. Crazy.
I'm nosy. I want to see. Well,
like they say, everybody likes a train wreck.
My life is very peaceful right now. And so it's like sometimes I like to see what's happening in other people's lives. But no, it's not anybody's business. Like, I mean, I have friends that have been posted on there, and I'm like, what the heck, like, how are you going to bash this individual when he's probably the coolest person ever, like he's the nicest guy in a relationship. But again, because he decided you and I are not going to pursue this any further, and then he got back on the dating apps and started talking to other women, you now want to bash him. That's not okay.
Yeah, that junk is crazy on there, man. You already know I've been posted, obviously. We already, David, we didn't talked about this. Lily,
we have chopped that up.
Yeah, Lily, y'all didn't all seen it and all that. But, like, the crazy part about it is whatever the girl posted me and all that. Whatever, cool. You posted me. Why? Because I didn't show up to a date. Why didn't I show up to a date? Because I started me and my ex started seeing each other again. So I was like, you know what? I need to lock in on my current situation and put that in the past and all that. Like, everybody always got the go-tos. Like, if you break up, you got to go to. Like, you can hit somebody up. Lily, stop it. But everybody, like, no matter how far you're going, you can still go back on and they
No,
still.
you do. They in there. They may
Left
not
on.
know it, but they
I
in
don't.
there.
They don't know that, but like it's
Did you communicate that you weren't going on that date?
No, I didn't, and that's where I'm wrong at. I have, I've owned it 100%. Like, I've owned it. But also at the same time, like I told you, so Lily, we plan a day. It's Thursday. We plan a date for next Friday, right?
A lot can change.
I don't hear from you a whole week. The Friday passes by. I don't hear from you a whole week. What explanation did I need to give you? You ain't communicated to me. I ain't communicated to you. So why is it my job at that point to reach out to you like, hey, are we still going on our date today? Like why do I have to do that when you haven't talked to me an entire week? It's two sides. Both sides need to communicate if there's general interest. Because where I took it was I looked at my phone. My last message was me messaging her. And you didn't respond back, and it wasn't like a little thank you, like something like small. It was an actual conversation. So you ain't responding back to it. So I'm not going to go any further like until I get an answer back from you. Well, a week go by, I ain't getting no answer back. So I just said, you know what? Maybe she got another dude she on a date with. Oh well. So that time goes by. Well, in the meantime, not in the meantime, but like in that week, me and the ex had started back talking again and all that. And yes, she kicked me out, told me she didn't want me. She wanted me to move out. I moved out of her house and all that. And we were still technically talking about working on things, just like as individuals. But at the same time, I struggle with it because, like, in my head, what I had learned from her is, she's like, when she's done, she's moving on, she's back in the streets. These are things that she voiced. So in my head, I'm constantly hearing these things. I ain't hear from her for 2 weeks. So I'm like, well, she back in these streets, hiding ready like Little Caesars, like. So that's what that's what, in my head. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do me too. Especially I hadn't heard from her for weeks, So whatever, we reconnect and all that. We start spending time together. I completely forgot about this girl. I make a date with, my ex again, making things work with her. Well, then all of a sudden the posts come up like, oh, any tea on this guy? Like, this motherfucker posted it on like 4 of them pages. Like, dang, you really want some info on me and all that, whatever. And things go on from there, whatever. You guys know how it is. Then I get posted. But now, even after all of this, now I'm single. And what are you doing? I'm looking at my phone. Oh, look who's texting me now. The same girl that wanted to blast me. Like, you want to blast me and talk stuff about me, but now that I'm single, you back on my messages. But ain't no runbacks. Ain't no runbacks. You didn't already shit it on me all on that damn page with all the rest of the girls. And I can tell you right now, 3 of them have already hit me up too. Already, because they know I'm single again. They've seen, the ex's posts and all that. So they know I'm single again. They all hit me up. But all this stuff that y'all talked, and you right back in my messages talking about when can I see you? Like, I'm like, here, let me introduce you to a certain button in my phone that, that I like to press a lot lately. It's called block.
So I'm going to touch on a couple things you said, and I love you. But you said you didn't hear back from her. Totally get that, right? I totally get it. We were the last person to text. And if she didn't respond, yeah, don't reply at all. But like in the future, like if you're asking me out on a date and we're planning it for next Friday and it's only Wednesday, I would hope that there's still some communication, but I would also hope that you would be like, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Friday. I've made plans to go to wherever at this time. Does that work for you?
At what particular moment or am I doing that at? Like, I'm still waiting for a text back.
No, no,
So
no. I get that. She didn't text you back, so okay. But I'm just saying for future reference, if you ask me on a date, you ask any girl on a date, like you've seen my stuff. Set a time and a place. Like if you tell me, hey Liliana, I made reservations at Elliot's Steakhouse for Thursday night at 7 p.m. Does that work for you? Like I'm gonna reply. And if I don't reply, then yeah, absolutely don't show up, cancel the reservation. And if I talk crap about that later, then that's on me. But you gotta set a time and a place. But I'm also gonna touch on another thing. This is exactly why people don't need to be running to these dating apps when they break up break up right away. You know what I mean? And I know so many people that do it where like my ex used to do it. We'd get in one fight and I'm like, you're sleeping on the couch, and he'd be out there looking for validation elsewhere. Like, you still live with me. Hold on. I'm just mad at you.
He said, no, we broke up right now.
I'm
here, but we broke up.
On the way home. What's happening? But
I'm on the couch, we broke up.
And it's true though, because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I mean, shit, it took me 4 months before I got back on a dating app. And it wasn't because I was hopeful that him and I would work things out. It was because those first 2 months, like, I didn't know what was gonna happen between us. I was going back and forth fighting my own demons. And then after that, I'm like, I'm not ready. I don't want to entertain somebody else. I'm not ready for that. Like, and it's not fair for another individual, because guess what? Even at month 3, I could have gone on a date, but if he came back, I would probably be stupid enough to entertain him for a little longer. You know what I mean? So it's not fair to do that to another individual. So like,
well, I can tell you, ain't no runbacks with me. ain't no runbacks for me. Like, listen, like, I wouldn't even moved. Obviously, you guys know I wouldn't even moved out the house yet, and Shorty was already in, do DM and all that, whatever. It's cool. It is what it is at this point. But ain't no runbacks. Like, you want to go.
That's why men get posted, Terry.
Huh?
That's why men get posted though, because you do that stuff, right? And as a female, we are so vindictive.
But that's not all the reason why.
No, I think sometimes men get posted in there because the woman who posts it is hurt. Not hurt because he necessarily did something, more hurt because she didn't get what she wanted. Not like he abused me, he stole from me, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get what I wanted out of the situation. He didn't show up to the date. He with another woman. How dare he pick another woman over me?
That one was
I think that happens a lot too.
I can tell you, I was posted a time before then too. I've been posted twice. Joys of being me. But the first
Terry
time
name was burnt up in the streets.
Bro,
burnt up in the streets.
Yeah, they did that, man. We looking at it. I mean, yes, Geneva, that is in some cases, yeah, that is how it is in them streets sometime with guys and all that. But I got posted from a girl like that I had one conversation with on Hinge, like one conversation with. She just wanted to find information about me, and it was like damn, like, excuse me, like, get to know me first, like, before you go and post me on there. You didn't give me an opportunity because you go on there and you getting all this stuff said about this person. Like, those are somebody else's experiences. Doesn't mean that it's going to be your experience. Like, all my stuff was kind of like things that were said of me were never really truly the same. Like, I got what was it?
Everyone definitely had a different experience with you.
Huh?
Everyone had a different experience.
Yeah. Like, it was never and it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't all bad. Mine was probably like, one of the best,
if you can say that.
Yeah, like, no, seriously, mine was like the best. I had more praise than I had shitting on me on my page and all that. And I'll take that. Like, obviously you're not going to make everybody happy.
But you know what? She's right. She is right, because sometimes, and I've seen it happen, where we match on a dating app and they're like, hey, I matched with so-and-so. just making sure he doesn't have a wife or a girlfriend, right? And 99% of the time, the wife is like, "Oh, hey, that's my husband." Like,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't know he was on Hinge. So I don't think that it's always malicious intent. It ends up becoming a malicious post because then everybody's like giving their 2 cents. But she's right. Like sometimes you're just looking out for other girls, or like you're posting your bad experience. Like, hey, this man spent the night at my house and stole all my money and you know blocked me.
Well, one of the comments on Terry's post was a girl, and Terry, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm paraphrasing, but she said, "Oh, he sent me a picture like 5 years ago." Why are you commenting?
So
This
we
don't
went
have
after
nothing to
her.
do with you.
We went after her and told her that. Like, why are you commenting? Because that was 5 years ago. Like,
It got nothing to do with you.
that has nothing to do with you. You know, my ex got posted in there, and his post said, so and so from Gilbert says he lives with his girlfriend. So, like, they knew about me. Says he uses her just as a babysitter for the kids and that he's moving out when their lease is up. Just want to know if anyone has had any other experience with him. And there was a lot of comments on there, good and bad or whatever. I didn't comment on it at all. I left it alone. But I'm just kind of like, why? So he has a living girlfriend. He sleeps next to me every night. Like, why would you even want to entertain this?
They don't care
because she want to win. That's what it is.
So then, you got girls going in on her talking about, like, he's got somebody and you want to sit on the bench until it's your turn, or what's
That's
happening,
a lot of women do that out here, like everywhere, not even just out here. Like they do that everywhere. Like they know you got a whole person. One of the girls on the post of mine, like she said that she messaged me apologizing at a later, like a week or two ago, something like that. When I remember I told you, David, Millie, apologizing to me. She said, she was like, she didn't need to say anything she said because our situation was the past. She just was upset that when I stopped talking to her, I started talking to Britt and, that person, yeah, so she, sorry, my bad, I got thrown off when I said the name there. Yeah, she said she got upset when she had saw me talking to her because she had just wanted a chance. So she just felt like she needed to go in and say stuff to make a scene and all that. She was like, all her friends told her, well, go in there and comment saying anything, even though like it wasn't during y'all particular time, with me and my ex's time. But she was like, you still should go in there and say something and all that to make him look bad and all that. I'm like, so you guys, you and your friend decided to jump in here to cause me problems for no apparent reason. It's because I cut you off. I wasn't truly interested in you, which I had told her before I wasn't. But, I wasn't truly interested in you. I made a decision to talk to somebody else. And that was a problem for you and your friends. So y'all decided to go in and start stuff. I'm like, God, that's crazy. Like, there's vindictive women out there like that. Not all the women in that group, are like that. Like some
is
of them
there
are
a
like,
man group?
There is.
There is.
There is.
Yeah.
But even me and Geneva have had that conversation as well. And I said, there's no way to validate anything that anybody is in there saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because it got posted in there, you have to address it. It has to be addressed. You could be in a happy, loving relationship. A girl could just see your picture on Facebook and post it. Do anybody know this dude? And your girlfriend see it. Now you got to talk to her about it. She'll be like, why does girl post you? Like, I don't know who that is. Well, why would she post you? I don't know. And now it's the issue. Now it's the issue. There's no validation in there in those groups, right? Male or female.
No, not whatsoever.
But even further than that, when you take it up another level from there, people's livelihoods are sometimes on the line, depending. I think that, like I said, I think it was started with the right intentions. But then it just kind of, it turned into something else, and thankfully, people like myself, people like Terry, we do have female counterparts who will let us know, like, hey, you got posted. I stuck up for you. I said this, this, and this, and we're gonna get together and we're gonna shout the post down and blah blah blah. Like, you do have that, because I think that women know that some of the posts in there are nonsense. So it's crazy because instead of taking that time to get to know somebody and figure out on your own, because like we all are probably in agreement with, my experience with somebody cannot be my experience with the next person.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, then somebody else's experience, unless I'm a mass murderer, unless that's my past, me and you can have a completely different situation. But because that person said XYZ, now they planted that seed in your mind, and now I have to fight uphill with you, even though I haven't done anything to you, So, but that goes both ways. It goes for men and women.
Yeah. We're not supposed to tell you guys when y'all get posted.
Yeah, I know that, but listen,
there's a rule.
When you connected, like, it's.
And you know what? Like, and I shouldn't laugh because there have been girls on there that are like, someone told him I posted this, and he's sending me threatening messages now. I mean, it's scary, right? But like
all I did was I didn't respond to any of them but one, and even the ex can say that. I just was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like, okay, like you gonna out me like on some stuff, that's cool. Like out yourself too. Like show your messages. Like show other stuff that I said that you failed to put in there. It was the same way person.
Maybe a bad date to someone.
I'm trying to think of how to answer that one, Geneva.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it goes both ways. Like we know our friends a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if somebody came up to me and was like, Terry did this, this, and this, I'm like, Terry would never do that. But I don't know Terry romantically. I've never dated Terry. He could be completely different in a relationship, right? Than me and him playing basketball, kicking it at the club on the weekends, whatever. He could be completely different in a relationship. So you're always going to have that.
Yeah, right? I just had this conversation with one of my friends and all that. I'm just like, she was asking me, she was like, well, what can you tell me about him? I'm like, listen, I know him as a good dude. I've known him since I was 12. Like, I know this guy to be a good guy, but I don't know him, like you said, like in that romantic way, like how he is in a relationship. Like, it would be shocking if somebody told me he was beating the heck out of some girl. I'd be like, bro, no, not David. No, David ain't beating no woman. Like, and then next thing you know, I'm seeing David on the news from beating a woman. I'm like, that's crazy. I would have never have thought that. Like, because of like how long we've been friends. Like, that's just never something that somebody talks about, if they're doing it. I don't know any dude out here like, yeah, I'm beating that, I'm beating her down, like, and not in a way that, she wants to be beat down. Like, like I'm fucking her up. Like, dudes, ain't nobody announcing that. No girl is announcing that, she's planning to kill her boyfriend and stuff. That's just not stuff that it just, when it happens, you're like, oh shoot. But like Lily, man, you were talking when we were saying about somebody knowing, how did this person not know this stuff about that person? You know what I mean? Like, and we just were like, I mean, maybe that person just wasn't as close to that person as we thought,
Yeah.
Like,
I met my ex-boyfriend through my best friend at her birthday dinner. They grew up together. His dad took her in. She vouched for him hardcore, like so hardcore. And I wasn't even interested. I was like, no. She's like, he's such a great guy. He's a great father, blah, blah, blah. And then, we start dating and things happen. And she's like, I've never seen that side of him. I don't know him to do this. I don't know him to do that. And, at the end of it was awful. And even she was like, what are you doing? Like, who is this person why are you doing this to her? Like, what's going on? And he cut her off completely. He's like, F you, don't talk to me. He don't talk to her. He blocked her, everything. Like, she's like, I had no idea that he was even capable of any of that stuff. So, she vouched for him, right? Great guy. I could vouch for Terry. He's a great guy. But I don't know what he's like romantically.
Romantically, I have my troubles.
We all do. Everybody does.
I can, like I said, it's something that, for anybody that's out there watching, things that I didn't realize about myself in a relationship and stuff that I learned from my partner. I can say, I saw a lot of flaws in in me and all that needed to be addressed, that I'm working on addressing and all that. So when I do have, a new, situation, that I can say that I can go in a better way. Like the little things. There's a whole bunch of little things that I could have done differently. No, not that I'm like wanting the person back to do those things differently. Like that ship is sailed.
But fix for the next time.
Yeah, fix for the next time. Like that's the goal. Like if you're supposed to be improving in every relationship. And I can say I have improved in every relationship, but I can also say that I have carried certain parts of me into every relationship. My boy, there you go, Mel. You know what it is, Mel. He said, "Wait a minute, I'm amazing." Yeah, we all say that until these women start talking. We think
wait a minute.
Would any of your female friends know that though? Like,
but your female friends wouldn't necessarily know how I am. They don't live. They ain't live. Yeah. They ain't see that. Hey, I don't do my laundry. I don't like washing dishes, and I don't, take the trash out in time and all that. Like that ain't something that y'all are seeing. Like those are just things that y'all expect I do. Yeah. Do I do it sometimes? Yeah, heck yeah, I do. And sometimes I don't. Those are little things like that you can continue working on as a man and as a partner.
Let me ask you this. Because I know that this is something, Terry, that you've dealt with specifically. Lily, you probably have had some experience with this as well. What do y'all think about your significant other having close friends of the opposite sex?
Lily says no. So I only knew one friend of my ex's, and David, we've seen a lot of stuff, man. We've seen a lot of stuff, and somebody can swear up and down, Lily, you don't know about any of this. I would have to. We'll talk about it off air, but David knows. He's seen some stuff that I've sent him, and like we're both like, yeah, that ain't no friend. Like, I feel like we can have friends of the opposite sex. We should. Like Lily's my really good friend. My summer bestie, 2024. You know what I mean? Like, but have I gotten questions about my friendship with Lily? Yes, I have. The Lauren chick, she asked me like, hey, what's up with Lily? Y'all seem a little close. I'm like, that's summer bestie 2024. We in here. But you can have friends of opposite sex. You just have to have you and your partner got to be on the same wavelength of trusting you. I trusted my ex with her friend up until things started seeming like weird. Like one minute he was calling on FaceTime, I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Like saying what's up to him. He's a baseball player, like AAA or something like that. Shout out to him. I would say what's up to him and all that. And then next thing you know, like there's
you can't see it. You're not a female.
Hey, man. Hey, bro. You been posted. You light skinned, bro. You definitely didn't post it. You got
You
the hat
may,
on.
you may, you may, Felix. You may have escaped it. You
Hey,
may have
hey,
escaped
bro,
it.
he ain't getting escaped, boy. He got the hat on too. They definitely coming for him. Lily over here, like, go ahead, shoot her a message later. She was
I'll
like,
let you know.
hey, bro, she typing your name down right now. But no, but like, yeah, her friend, whatever. Like, I had no problem. Then all of a sudden, it just like he wasn't like calling or texting anymore, and when he was texting, like, she was getting off the phone, like when I was coming home and stuff. And then one day I happened to go and grab my phone, thinking it was my phone, but it was her phone, but the phone was open, right? And I see a text in there. He's like, you're so beautiful. Like, I just love you. Like, I can't remember the word for word, but it was like something like that. You so beautiful. I love you. Like, I can't remember the words. I had to go back into the vault, to pull out the evidence. Literally, I'll send it to you. But it started making me question. I'm like, you had told me before, like, y'all had never done anything, like, but like, lie detector determined that was a lie because, like, you start scrolling, you start seeing some other stuff, and it was like, like, oh yeah, we're gonna have sex here, and there. Like, oh, we've had sex in these spots. I'm like, you
Oh, I
told me.
heard about that.
Yeah. Like, but you told me, like, it ain't never been nothing. So now I'm like, I just can't fuck with bro. Like, this can't be your friend. Then, oh, he's my friend. We've never done nothing, Terry. You can ask him, like, but your phone tell me different. Y'all messages tell me different. Like, what do you mean here? Like, and then later time, I find out you was secretly planning on meeting up with him. Like, oh, does Terry know? LOL. Like that's some sneaky nigga shit. Like, excuse my language on live. Like, that's some sneaky dude stuff. Like, oh, does Terry know you're hanging out? LOL. You better delete this message before he see it. Like, all right, now, like, you giving him that authority, that power to feel like he can say that.
And what and I think it comes down to where you lay your trust, right?
Yeah. And I
Like if
trusted.
you
I trusted. I didn't have a problem with Buddy until I seen this stuff, and then it just was like it just went crashing. I was like, all right, now I got to question a lot more stuff. But before that, I was like, oh, he seems like a cool dude. Like, her kids know him. Their kids liked him. Like I had full trust in Buddy until I got into the message. Sometimes it just take one thing to just break that shit up, and at that point, I was like, I didn't have no more trust for him. For
well,
her.
no, I mean, and that's what I mean. Like, it's like I'm trying to think how to explain it. It's like I can trust my significant other, or I can trust the friend. I would rather put my trust in a significant other because that's the person that I've invested in, right? I trust you not to put yourself in certain situations.
Right. And I trust you to tell me when that person crossed that line.
Right. Geneva, what she say? She said, "Wait a minute, you."
He stayed, girl. He stayed.
Geneva,
I
stayed.
Love is blind.
But you know what's crazy, G? Like, I couldn't tell nobody. I told at that particular time. That's crazy. Only person I told was David and one of my other friends at that particular time because I knew they would be less criticizing. I should have dipped. When I saw that stuff, but I was like, it's the past. Like, I knew they weren't seeing each other, but also like the secret text, I should have just, instead of addressing it, I kind of ran from it, and that's on me. Like, I should have just flat out came out like, hey, like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is he saying that? Like, hey, she was out of the time.
We did tell him that.
Yeah, I should have dipped, y'all. Like, more than anything, I should have dipped. There's no real, like, true explanation. And she could say some stuff that I've done. She should have probably different. We both should have just fucking ran. Like, but we stayed and dealt with each other. And I mean, in the end, like, neither one of us got somebody. Well, I ain't got nobody. So that's a whole nother conversation. Y'all probably, I mean, Geneva, you probably have heard, but the rest of y'all that's a different subject. But you know, I'm okay now. So she's gone now. Should have been gone sooner, respectfully. But you know, I stayed, you know, and saw it through, and because it's like in me, like even seeing those messages, like you just wanted to believe them not true, even though in like my heart and my mind I knew them to be true. It's just like I didn't want to leave because I was happy. I love that woman. That man want that website, bro. You're not gonna get on that site, bro.
Join it.
You can't join it. It's a women's site, bro. You ain't
It's
getting
a
on
group
there,
for
bro.
women.
He said,
Hey,
tell your wife to sign up, Felix.
hey,
Tell your wife to sign
where
up.
he live at, David?
He stay here.
He stay.
on
Oh, okay.
basketball
So
team, yeah.
do they got a Florida one?
They
Oh
got
yeah,
one.
Geneva in it.
Oh, Geneva, put a man on, man. Geneva, go type bro name in and see if he been posted it and post it in the comments if he has.
Geneva's in the group.
Come on,
I
Geneva.
told her, I said, why are you still in the group? If we have a great relationship, why are you still in the group? He said, no, don't add
No,
me.
you
No,
can't
it's
be
not.
added.
We're not gonna add you.
Yeah, you can't be added.
You
It's
won't
only
be added.
Yeah, only females can be added. They'll decline you so fast, bro. Geneva, you supposed to be with us. That's crazy.
You don't want to get kicked out. It's because they kicked you
Hey,
out.
all we saying, listen, Geneva, all we saying is listen to me. Type his name in and confirm yay or nay. He's been posted. No comments need to be told, just yay or nay. Bro, 100%. Like I
So
feel like
true.
I did a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have done now where I'm at mindset wise. If I look back and redid that situation, I would have left a lot sooner. Just like I'm pretty sure she'll look back at our situation and she would have left through a lot of shit that I put her through too. I'm not sitting here. I can't never say I was innocent through our relationship. I fucked up too. Like I messed up on my end too, and I hold myself accountable as a man. I've told everybody the shit I did, even outside of the post. Like people know what part I played in it, but we both should have ran. It should have ended way sooner than it did and all that. So they said, "What you do, nigga? I fucked up." I can scout on or say here, I never physically cheated. Like I, talk to people, that I talk to people that I shouldn't have talked to. But I never physically cheated. None of the girls that posted me, two thieves together. That's crazy.
He wants to be offended he found a text, but if you look at his phone.
No, my phone was clear. She
I'm
checked my phone.
kidding.
Yeah, whatever. Not right now it ain't clear, but
you ain't got no, you don't have nobody to answer to now.
Yeah, I got posted 2 times, bro. So trust me, I know how the struggle is at that page. And it's like, man, like I hold myself accountable and all that for my downfall in my relationship with her. As much as I want to like shit on her and say bad things about her, like she was a good person, good woman. I played a big part in our failure, and I'll hold myself accountable, and I'll just say that. That's my nice way of being, respectful to her, even though she continues to, shit on me on social media. But I appreciate you, for doing those things. I love it.
Lily, have you ever gone through a man's phone?
Oh, absolutely. And his iPad and his work phone and his following.
The work joint too?
Oh yeah, I went through work phones. I want to know because people are sneaky, and you don't just use that for work.
Absolutely. That's crazy. You went through the work phone and everything. He gave you had full access passwords and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, his work phone didn't have a password.
No, she didn't.
She was like, I combed his eyes. Like I got his eyes and everything.
Like his work phone didn't have a password, but it was his fault because he's like, "Can you check to see what so and so sent me about the job tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so, I started to scroll a little bit. I only found
while I'm in here, let me take a look around.
I mean, I might as well look around.
I did find like a vendor that was like trying to like, be flirtatious, and he was kind of flirtatious back at the beginning, but then towards the end he was like, hey, like, this is strictly work, blah blah blah. I have a girlfriend, yada yada yada, and he cut that off in that conversation, right? And so I was like, why would you even entertain it though? Like, what's the point? But his iPad, I mean, it was connected to his phone, so everything that happened on his phone went to the iPad. So as these things are coming in, I'm like, I hope you reply. Like, let me see what you're gonna say. And
she looking at the three little dots at the bottom. She like, this motherfucker better not respond.
Oh my God. I remember one time it was like women's intuition, right? Like something came to me in my dream and I woke up and it was like 3:45 in the morning. And I was like, he's cheating on me. And I went downstairs with that iPad and I sat on that couch and I scrolled, and the things that I found, he is so lucky that he woke up that morning. I was just like,
Oh, you was gonna kill that nigga, huh?
I was. I lay and you know what's funny is I went back upstairs to lay down because I'm like, all right, let me just go to sleep because we got kids, we have kids living with us, like. So I'm tossing and turning, and he's finally like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Let's talk about it. Let me turn these lights on."
Said, since you asked me,
since you're awake,
who is Keisha?
I'm like, you got a lot of explaining to do. So yeah, and no shame. I said it. I went through your iPad and I've gone through everything. I went through his following, and I could be like, I know you're fucking with this one, and this one. And he's like, his eyes just got so big. Like, how do you know all of this? I'm a little crazy. I sure did. I went.
Hey, she said she checked the followings. That's crazy. I thought my ex was the only one that did that. She was like, "Oh, you following all these OnlyFans?" Like, these bitches didn't have OnlyFans when we first started. That's post COVID. They were nice.
I was dumb.
They were nice individuals at first.
I found all of that, and I believed I'm gonna change and this, that, and the other. And like Terry, I should have just left. I have all of the evidence.
That's crazy. Hey man,
no shame. I checked Terry's phone, and Terry isn't even my man. I'm like, who's this?
She do. Hey, crazy. People like, whoa, you out there right now? I'm like, how you know? I go look at my phone, bro. My, you know how like you go on your phone, the top name. Yeah, I looked at my phone, bro. It was like at the bottom. Like, how did it get? When did I go all the way down there on the conversation?
I will scroll.
Bro, she was on the snap, everything, bro. Like she's an investigator, man. Like if y'all ever need an investigator, like listen, I can hire Lily to investigate for you. So if you need, she's available. Hey, Geneva, come on. Hey, tell my guy if he been posted. We still waiting for that yay or nay. While you sitting right now chilling, look that up for us while we still on here, because we want to know now if he got posted.
No, Felix ain't get posted.
I don't know.
Yeah, that nigga light skin.
He's a little sus.
Posted. Africa needs to.
Felix. Wait.
Oh.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Africa do need to stop them AIDS. I'm with you on it, bro. Shout out to Africa. Get that out of here.
All right.
I ain't see nothing.
You ain't see nothing, Geneva. You came through in the clutch for us. Hey, my boy, you good, my guy?
Nah, she ain't look. She's saying, I see nothing.
Oh, that's we're gonna talk about that when I come to Florida.
You'll know if you got posted. You'll know.
You'd have heard by now.
Yeah, I agree. It still would break the trust. It still would break the trust if my girl had whatever went through my phone without me knowing and all that. Like, just ask me for my phone. Like I told her, like you can ask me for my phone. I had nothing to hide. Like even to the day we broke up, I had nothing to hide. She found whatever she found, me looking at a model page, whatever. That shit is stupid. But at that point, she was just looking for a way out. But like, quick question. Quick question with that. Like, I know we running out of time here, real quick. But I'm gonna ask the guys and all that, and all of y'all, if Lily, you got my phone right. You asked for my phone to look at my Reddit page, right? You looked at my Reddit, you find whatever you find. nothing crazy, but you saw me looking at some pictures of fucking it had women naked or whatever on Reddit, whatever. And then you asked me, do I need to look at anything else in your phone? Like, why do you have to ask me that? Wouldn't you have already just started looking through it?
I would have, absolutely. Yes.
Like,
Me.
why at that point you asked me again for my phone after I gave you?
If you're lying.
Once I gave you my phone, that access is yours.
So
like, why?
Have you heard that saying, like, when a girl asks you a question, she already knows the answer?
She already know the answer.
She knows if you're lying.
But it was nothing in my phone. She could have looked already because she had that mug.
She did. She probably did. If she wanted to see.
She looked at Reddit. She didn't go through any else in my phone. Like, you could have checked my socials. You could have checked my text messages. Like, there was nothing in my phone to hide because I handed it to her freely. Like, to even look at my Reddit, I pulled up Reddit, was like, here. Like, I dined myself out at the end of the day.
You know what? Real quick. So I was talking to this guy probably a month ago, and I asked him about his social media, and he's like, I only have a Reddit. And I remember hearing the story about Terry's Reddit. I never spoke to that man again. I was like, nope.
Yeah, that's crazy. My Reddit wasn't even all I did was look at some fucking pictures. Like,
I know, just knowing that.
But I mean, whatever. It is what it is. You know what, bro? I am a nice guy. So I fucked up.
No, you are a nice guy, but I'm just saying, knowing that you could go see pictures like that, I'm like, I'm good.
But I could have got on, if I truly wanted to, I just got on Pornhub and pulled up a private browser. Excuse me for saying that online. Like I could just pull that up on the browser, on the private browser. You don't want to know where Reddit is, bro. It's crazy, I guess. I still don't know. Listen, I deleted my Reddit that same day. I still don't know how I even got to those pages. When I went on there for some totally different swear to you, that's Scout's Honor. I still don't know how I got to where I got.
This guy's gonna be Googling all kinds of stuff after this.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna be like,
this girl gonna be like, give me your phone. You've been
typing. You typing furiously. Oh, you got Reddit. Yeah. So I guess on Reddit, bro, they got all the kind of crazy stuff on there. You have to look in Telegram. I don't even know what that is.
Oh Lord.
What's Telegram? Hey, Lily, you got the yellow or red flag up for our boy over here with the Telegram.
I don't know what Telegram is.
Telegram is it's like messaging, but it's like Telegram became popular over the last few years because the government's supposed to not be able to get in there to see text and stuff like that.
Like what is it? Like messages?
Is it like texting?
It's like WhatsApp.
Okay. I don't really know much about WhatsApp anyway, but I know people use it for international and stuff like that.
Yeah, they ain't using Telegram for that, Terry. They ain't using Telegram for international. I swear, all these apps, and even Apple's making it so easy for men to cheat and hide stuff. I'm just like, stop with all these updates. Stop.
Yeah, they gotta protect. They gotta put some protection out there. They got that much layered.
All right. Well, we had a great time today. Great time tonight. I definitely want to thank our special guest, Liliana Roman, for stopping by, having a conversation with us. Definitely want to thank Terry again for blessing us with his presence. Y'all got any parting words?
My boys, don't get posted on the Florida page, bro. Hey, don't get posted on the Florida page. Stay out there. Stay in hiding.
Don't go Google nothing. Just leave it alone.
I thought I was in hiding for a while, and then I got posted. Now I've been just, I'm out there, bro. So continue doing what you're doing. Lily might look you up later if you get a friend request. Hey, she coming to Florida, my guy.
Shut up. Thanks for having me. It was great.
Absolutely. Hopefully we can have you back again in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Let me get
y'all have a good one.
Before they try to fire me, and I don't even work at this location.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.